do you know what the deal was? It was Liberace's money. What did he buy into?
We bought into a percentage of the clubs and the properties. Liberace was excited. He thought it would be a good investment. He gave the money to Nash.
That was Scott Thorson, you heard there. Best-selling crime writer Michael Connelly interviewing him and taking us now on a wild journey into the Wonderland Massacre. It's a new original series on MGM Plus and one of Hollywood's most famous murder cases. It has fascinated people for more than 4 decades and is the true story behind Boogie Nights. Michael Connelly joins us now live in studio with more. This is such a fascinating case, happened in 1981, and it's still unsolved to this day.
Yeah, I think it's in that dark pantheon of crimes in Los Angeles that continue to fascinate.
So we just heard a little clip from Scott Thorson. Can you take people through who he is and what his connection is to this case?
Well, Scott Thorson was kind of a mini celebrity. He was Liberace's lover and part of Liberace's secret life. Later, he was portrayed by Matt Damon in a movie. And he was a drug addict, unfortunately, and he happened to be a key witness in this case. He was in the house where the the villain of this piece, Eddie Nash, lived, and he was there during the planning of the murder. And many years after it occurred, he finally came forward to tell authorities what he knew.
He only came forward, though, because he needed a deal.
Oh, yeah, that's, you know, the Hollywood underworld, that's how it works. He kept his mouth shut. He was scared of Eddie Nash. But then when he was arrested in a robbery case, he didn't want to go to prison. And he said, guess what? I can solve this case for you.
Now, you're a journalist turned author. Is there anything about going down and diving into this now and talking to some of these people that's new to you?
Oh, yeah. I think this is the first thing that really wraps the whole thing up. But what's been interesting is, you know, I'm a former journalist, and then I write novels. And this story has everything a novel needs, like a really arch villain, hard-to-get guy, relentless detectives, an unreliable narrator, and Scott Thorson. You never know what he's going to say and whether you can back it up and whether you can prove it. So it has all the elements of what I've been doing for the last 25 years. But it also has stuff that's over the top that I could never even put in a novel. It's just too unbelievable. Some of the
real life sometimes is more unbelievable than what we can create in our own mind.
Absolutely.
So that Scott Thorson did pass away last month.
Yeah.
And I read that you don't want this to be an end-of-life confession from him. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I have spent my career watching the detectives, and in this, what I loved about this thing was I'm kind of the detective. I'm the guy answering questions, and you know, I have a director and we have producers, and we all endeavored to try to prove or disprove a lot of the things he said. Because like I said before, a lot of what he said is over the top. But he was a fascinating character, but he's also a guy you keep at arm's length. You know, I never told him where I live. I never wanted to have him over for cocktails or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
But I really enjoyed spending time with him. It's a shame he passed away before he saw this come out. He had high hopes that it would be somewhat of a redemptive story for him. But at the same time, he didn't really take a lot of, he didn't like apologize for the things he did, because he was, you know, part and parcel of this whole drug trade in the 80s, and he and Eddie Nash, the drug kingpin, were responsible for bringing crack cocaine to Los Angeles.
Wow. Well, you know, people still, the house is still in Laurel Canyon, and it is an unsolved crime. People stop by and take pictures all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tour stop for a lot of people, you know, people that are looking at the true crimes of Los Angeles. As I said, it's up there with the Manson murders and Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
And so it is a place of fascination.
Well, you'll have plenty of people wanting to watch. Michael, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here today. The 4-episode docuseries is streaming now. Let's get a check now.